Hi, everyone. Okay, so I know it's going to take some time for people to come in. Hey, Carter, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. Okay, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is doing well. It's going to take time for people to come in. And today I'm just going to speak the truth because this has been going on for far too long. Far too long. It has been going on and it has to stop. And the only way for it to stop is for people to say that no demographic should be ruled by a small group of people who do not represent their interest, whether covertly or whether overtly. Okay? I'm usually a very reserved person, and I usually stay central when it comes to things like politics and race and all this stuff. Now, I'm not delusional. I don't think for one second that racism doesn't exist, but I understand where it comes from. I am not stupid. I'm not going to say there isn't supremacy, but I understand where it comes from and I understand the purpose of people with supremacist ideology. Most of the ideologies are grounded in delusion, and secondary, it's grounded in greed. None of it has to do with what they call God, because everybody knows if there is such a thing as God, and God is a creator creates. And a creator doesn't say the mango tree is greater than the pineapple tree. So only a demoniac, someone who is possessed by demons, would say or would lean towards supremacy, because nothing in nature leans towards supremacy. Nothing. And don't tell me that the lion leans towards supremacy. That's a lie, also. Because people who study lions, and I'm going somewhere with this, people who study lions will tell you the lions hunt only 1 hour a day, and they don't hunt because they're supreme. They hunt because they're hungry. And not every lion's hunt is successful. So anyone who's saying that the lion is king of the jungle has not encountered an elephant fighting a lion, a rhinoceros fighting a lion. So there is no supremacy in the natural order. It doesn't exist. So the only thing that comes with a supremacist ideology is a demoniac and demoniacs. The earth was not created with a pyramid. It was created, the natural order of the earth was to be a circle, until the demoniacs came here and brought their draconian type system. I'm going somewhere with this. Now, for many years, many of you who have followed me, you have heard me speak about the group, the tribe in New York, who stole my work and gave my work to two of their tribal leaders. Those tribal leaders, one of whom is dead, okay? Those tribal leaders run the largest corporations today. And those corporations were built on the back of my hard work. Now, I thought that the depth of the theft from this tribe that controls New York, the 13th tribe that controls New York, I thought that the depth of their crime, criminality, and theft was relegated to only my stolen work. Not until recently that people began showing, and also research and doing a lot of reading, people began to show how this particular tribe, the 13th tribe that controls New York, are able to commit their crimes and get away with it. And one of the things I couldn't understand was how I was attacked by the church in New York until someone contacted me years ago, and this was their story. I received an email years ago, and I want you to understand the depth of the 13th tribe. Okay. And if you look on the screen, it's saying there are 13 people in the room. Okay. I was given an email years ago, and today what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about and as soon as I said that, they dropped it to 11. So don't follow those numbers, people. Those numbers are not inaccurate. Those numbers are not accurate as to how many people are listening. And I can guarantee you the 13th tribe is listening. Okay. All right. So let me continue. So today I'm going to lay out to you the crimes this 13th tribe has committed against me. And you're going to be shocked because I have been speaking about the crimes they have been committing for years, and it's been falling on deaf ears. Okay. And they haven't stopped, which leads me to believe there is something vampiric about this 13th tribe. And you're going to be shocked at the tale I'm going to tell you today, but you better listen. Because especially when you're melanated, for some reason, this particular tribe love to gravitate close to people who are rich with melanin. And they love to vampire off of us. I am not a different color. I am melanated, so I can only speak to how I see them operate when it pertains to us. Now I'm going to lay out to you some of the crimes this tribe have been perpetuating. And hopefully I leave you with some clarity as to how they operate. And this is why I always tell you, do not see yourself as a failure, because this tribe, they sabotage in secret, which makes it very difficult for people to figure out what is happening to them until it's too late. Now, the United States is 70%. Well, it's not really 70% because they classify people in the Middle East and they classify Latinos as Caucasians, but it's not really 70%. But the demographic of the United States, for all intents and purposes, is 70% Caucasian, 20% African American or Black, and the rest is Native American, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? When it comes to the power structure, you need to get this. When it comes to the power structure, okay, I want you to understand this, because if you don't understand this, you will not understand what has been happening to your family members who were subsequently put in prison, railroaded in the courtrooms, had their children taken, thrown into mental institutions, etc., etc. When you look at the political demographic, I'm talking about politics in terms of power. I am not talking about politics in terms of the government you can see. I am talking about who wields the power. The tribe that makes up 0.02% of the US population is the one that wields the political power. How is that possible when the demographic of the United States is 70% Caucasian, 20% Black? Shouldn't the power structure and the economic structure in the United States be 70% representative of Caucasians and 20% representative of Blacks? Is anyone listening? Let's look at the economics. United States is 70% Caucasian, 20% Black. I'm just making, as general numbers. Some say 15% Black, but that's inaccurate. It's more like 20%. Actually, it's actually more than 30%, but whatever. So let's stick to 70-20 and then the rest of the group, okay? The 10%, okay? Now, when we look at economics, we're talking about not economics in terms of productivity. We're talking about economics in terms of power. Is everyone following? Is everyone alive? Is everyone awake? And I know many of you are afraid. I'm not. Because this tribe, this 13th tribe that do not have a soul, have been vampiring off of me for too long. Thank you. I want to tell Black people something. Their anger and their outrage is misdirected. They have created what they call the system of white supremacy. It is a misdirection because I am showing you who wields the power. I am not showing you the face that they put in front telling you who to be angry at. I am showing you the actual group who wields the power. It is the 13th tribe. And I will tell you how they operate. What they do is they intermarry with those who are white and they intermarry with those who are Black. I am telling you how they operate. And I'm not talking about those who are a part of a certain religious order from the ground. I am talking about how they at the top wield power, how they take over governments, and they do it via infiltration, and how they wield power using the hidden hand. And it is not what these so-called Black truth tellers are telling you. They are misguiding you. They're not telling you the truth. I am telling you who created the targeting program. The targeting program was created after the Soviet Bolshevik Russian system of communism, which was the 13th tribe. The 13th tribe brought that system to the United States. The 13th tribe in Eastern Germany, in Soviet Russia, created mass incarceration. Is anyone in the building tonight? Mass incarceration started with the 13th tribe. Do you know 80% of the NAZI was the 13th tribe who converted to Christianity and changed their names? They tell you it is a system of white supremacy. And you should be angry at whites. It is a lie and a misdirection. And I am not here to kiss white people's ass. There are demoniac whites, just the same as there are demoniac Blacks, demoniac Asians, demoniac Latinos. I am showing you who creates the system that keeps you at the bottom. Mass incarceration did not start in the United States. Mass incarceration actually started under the Bolshevik communists who come from the 13th tribe. Mass incarceration still exists today in the gulags in Russia. In Siberia, I'm sorry, the gulags are in Siberia. Okay. Think about all your family members who were wrongfully incarcerated. That didn't just start in the United States. Mass incarceration was under Stasi in Eastern Germany, the 13th tribe, and the gulags under the Bolshevik 13th tribe in Russia. Those systems were brought to the United States. And the same unjust principles that caused innocent people to be put into the Eastern German prisons for mass incarceration. The same system that caused innocent people to be mass incarcerated in the gulags is the same unjust system that this tribe set up to incarcerate your family members. Is anyone on earth tonight? Now, let me get a little bit personal. Most of you know me for my inventions of the iPod and the Kindle, which this tribe stole. The iPod and the Kindle, which you know, are not the only two inventions they stole. They stole interactive media. They stole, I created a walking cane. I call it Eyes for the Blind. Okay, where I literally gave blind people a pair of eyes through a walking cane. The walking cane would be the eyes for them to see, because the walking cane would have 360, better yet 180 view of the streets. And then the walking cane would communicate to the Bluetooth headphones in their ear if they're not deaf, telling them if it's safe to walk and where to walk. I also created a language of taps. Okay, it's not Braille. This is a language of taps for the blind, so that the blind would be able, sorry, not the blind, but the deaf. So that if the person happened to be blind and deaf, because sometimes they're blind, deaf, and dumb, I'm just telling you, blind, deaf, and dumb, what I did is I created a language of taps. Okay, so that those who were incapable of hearing, they would be able to understand using a language of taps. Okay, I haven't seen that one on the market because they have to decode how the language actually operates. The vampires. Okay, so I thought that the crime was relegated to just my inventions, until someone said to me, Renetta, you got to go dig into your DNA. Okay, because usually when they come after you, when this tribe that we're now learning controls all the pharmaceutical companies, is controlled by this tribe. We're now learning that NIH and HHS and the NCBI is controlled by this tribe. All of the media is controlled by this tribe. DHS, FBI, CIA, DOJ is all controlled by this tribe. But yet the so-called Black truthers tell you white supremacy. And you wonder why you run around in circles and you never get anywhere. They misdirect you and tell you the white man is the reason why you're at the bottom. When in fact, look at who wields the power in the United States, America's foreign policy. Okay, E. Carter, I put you in, I made you a moderator. So please block these demoniacs from posting their perversions on here, okay? And that's this tribe again. That's this tribe again. Okay? Who controls porn? This tribe. Who controls the porn industry? This tribe. Who controls human trafficking? This tribe. Who controls human trafficking? This tribe. When you look at the power structure, they only show you the face of the power structure, but you got to go look as to who wields the power behind the face. It is this tribe. And yet the so-called Black truthers are out there telling you it's the white man this and the white man that, when it is not the white man who wields power in the United States. It is this tribe. Who controls DOJ? This tribe. Who controls the FBI? This tribe. Who controls the State Department? This tribe. Who controls America's foreign policy? This tribe. Who controls the media? This tribe. Who controls medicine? This tribe. Who controls the internet? This tribe. who has spyware in every cell phone and every laptop, stealing your ingenuity off your computer, this tribe, who is the one who are secretly putting microchips in people's bodies that I can prove, this tribe. And yet, for years, I have been saying, the ones who have done this to me is this tribe. I wasn't here yesterday. I didn't just wake up yesterday and decide to speak out about this tribe. Yes, the micro business economics. When I told them, I said, listen, they're going to collapse. I was the one that said they're going to collapse small businesses. I was the one that said, listen, small businesses, they're coming to collapse you. And I gave them a system with which to start up a business. This tribe stole it. So I want to tell you today about the crimes, the new crimes this tribe has been doing to me from the shadows. So let me tell you. But before I tell you that, I want to tell you what I found out. And this is why I always tell, melanated people, you got to go dig into your ancestry. Okay? And what you will find is you will find this tribe. That is why I tell people, do not tell me my savior comes from this tribe. Are you crazy? My enemies I have done nothing wrong to these people. They have pursued me since I came to the United States to destroy me for no reason, until I found out the real reason why this tribe came after me. And I'm going to tell you because you need to know. It's going to sound so crazy and so ridiculous, but it is the truth. I have not lied to you. Okay? This tribe. So I thought the theft was just relegated to my inventions until someone said to me, no, Renetta, this is a genetic war. Look into your genetics. So I began looking into my genetics and I found certain things. And then I began to look at my school. It was a member of this tribe who funded my school to be built, my high school, where the first microchip they put into my body when I was 15 years old, this tribe. And they used it to hack, track, and stalk me, and then sabotage my life, because this is what they do. They sabotage you using the hidden hand so that you would look crazy. And they try to put the innocent person in a predicament where the only option they left with to make money is crime. Do you understand how they got your sons and daughters to become criminals? And then use the system of mass incarceration that they used in Russia, this tribe, and they use in Germany, East Germany, this tribe, in order to arrest and lock your children up, this tribe. Who controls the prisons that lock your children up, this tribe? Who controls the homeless shelters that experiment on your children, these tribes? Who are the ones responsible for separating children from good parents and putting them into a court system and then handing them over to people that violate violate children? This tribe, this tribe, this tribe, and this tribe. And yet the truthers, the black truthers, sit there and tell you white supremacy, when this tribe do not consider themselves white. I am showing you who controls the black community and have been systematically ruining it. It is this tribe, and I have been calling them out for years. Let me tell you what they did to a Native American friend of mine. This tribe went after this person's, and I'm not gonna be too general because they didn't give me permission to talk about this. But this tribe went after this person, and this tribe is solely responsible for stealing this person's wealth. I brought on Melinda, who is an ethnic Caucasian Russian. This tribe stole Melinda Zarniska, the last surviving heiress of the Romanov, and she is a white Caucasian. This tribe stole the inheritance that Melinda's Romanov ancestors left to her, and are subsequently using the powers of the US government to murder Melinda. This tribe. Now let's get to me. I went to go see an NAZI because NAZIs are the only ones who have knowledge about how the technology operates in my body. And if I didn't go, I would not have gotten the wisdom that I needed. We ended up going to Area 51. Okay, out to Area 51. Here comes a helicopter. First helicopter I've heard since I've been in this area. Okay, so if you think talking about this tribe is a joke, okay, first helicopter I've heard fly over where I am. The first helicopter I've heard fly over where I am since I've been here, and I've been here for a while, just flew over my head. Let that tell you about who controls the United States, and it is not white, European, Caucasians. They're lying. It is this tribe. Let me tell you what I discovered. Let me tell you what happened to me. So we went out in the desert near Area 51, okay? Because the only people who knew what was put inside of me, and I'm going to tell you everything, was NAZIs. But the NAZIs who are delusional, because people think the real NAZIs are Caucasian European. That's a whole other delusion I don't want to get into. Nonetheless, I'm like, the only people who know how to deal with this type of technology is them. I said, because the black ones who know, they're in hiding. They're not going to come out and tell you. Okay? Because what is inside of my body, there are two types of technologies in my body. One is alien technology, and the other one is this tribe's technology. I'm going to tell you everything, because I am sick of the 13th tribe. They are the real supremacists, and they wield power using the hidden hand. They destroy the lives of the individual using the hidden hand. They hide themselves and they destroy people's lives. And then if a person turns to crime, then they use the media and the system to see, you see, we told you those N-words are criminals. Meanwhile, they were behind the scene destroying the person's life or driving the person insane and using the powers of the state to do it. But let me continue. So when they first started working on my body, the particular NAZI did not believe he was dealing with alien tech because, he's brilliant and this and that and the other and yada, yada, whatever, until the tech began to fight back. I am talking about the technology in my body, okay? The technology in my body launched an attack against the grid in Phoenix, Arizona, and brought the entire grid of Phoenix, Arizona to its knees. Once he started to try to shut off the technology in my body, the technology in my body shut off the entire grid in Arizona. 13 power outages. That wasn't all. It shut off the electricity for 9,944 homes in Phoenix, Arizona. We kept trying until the next day. And the next day, the technology realized that he wasn't stopping. So it launched an attack by launching two meteorites that hit the state of Utah. And those who think, oh, she's delusional. Remember I said to you there was 13 power outages on the Friday he started. Well, the Friday was the 12th of August. The Saturday was the 13th of August, when two meteorites breached the atmosphere of the United States and slammed into Utah so hard that the people in Utah thought the state was going to be destroyed. The governor in Utah had to pacify the people and tell them the state was not going to be destroyed. Now, does anyone want to know what is in Utah? Well, I'll tell you, the real Area 51. Okay? Which is where they wanted to get me to. Okay? So when this scientist that was working for the United Kingdom, UK Ministry of Defense, who was trained in these types of matters, was stumped and came to me when they measured my body. They ran a measurement on my ankle. And I'm getting back to the 13th tribe, so bear with me. They measured the frequency coming off my ankle, and it was 500 plus microwatts per square centimeters coming out of my ankle. The person jumped back and said, this can't be real. I was being measured in a Faraday cage. They said, this cannot be real. So they measured me again and videotaped it and said, oh my God. This person was an expert for the British government in signals intelligence. This is what was coming off my ankle. Okay? I asked them, what does this mean? You know what the person said to me? What is inside your body is not from around here. I said, I told you that. It's alien technology. The person didn't believe in aliens. I said, okay, whatever. That same person had a conversation with his girlfriend and told his girlfriend, who later told me, do you understand what's coming off of Renetta's ankle? Listen carefully, and this will explain why the 13th tribe, who believe this planet is theirs, put in their government technology in my vagina, and I think in my stomach, the 13th tribe. Because I am one of the few people alive that proves certain kingdom exists. Not only do certain kingdoms exist, I am one of the few people alive that proves ancient kingdoms that were so-called mythology were not mythology, they exist. And not only do they exist, it nullifies their belief that this planet is theirs. Listen carefully. Someone explain to Zulu who the 13th tribe is. So let's continue. When they measured what was coming off my ankle, he told his girlfriend, listen, there is only two places on earth that signal can come from. Under the Mariana Trench or deep space. There is no in between. That NAZI was stumped when they encountered me. That NAZI told me to my face, the only thing I can deduce by what is coming off your ankle is that whoever put this in you came from Atlantis. What the Africans call the Marine Kingdom. Did anyone hear what I just said? If the person said to me, that frequency is akin to putting your head in 10 microwaves and turning it all up on blast. And they asked me, how the hell are you still alive? It is not possible for a human being to have that level of radiation come off their ankle and be walking around this planet alive. The 13th tribe is not the NAZIs. Well, they are the NAZIs, but they live next door to Africa. Let me continue. So, did anyone hear what I just said? This I said to the person because they didn't know what I knew. I said to the person, what made you come to the conclusion that what's coming off my ankle is from the Marine Kingdom? They said, this is what they said, not me. They said, well, the United States Navy has been at war with Atlantis for 200 years. Well, with the Kingdom of Atlantis for 200 years. I said, really? He said, yeah. And actually, the Queen of Atlantis don't like white men. I said, what? He said, yeah. Never forget this person is ex-UKMOD, Ministry of Defense. I said, what do you mean that the Queen of Atlantis doesn't like white men? He said, well, the US Navy has been trying to kill the Atlanteans. So you have this technology coming out of your ankle. He goes, the only place that frequency can be heard is the bottom of the Mariana Trench. But watch this. Yes, Zulu, exactly. Exactly. You got it. Who are the NAZIs? So watch this. But the Mariana Trench is not in the Atlantic Ocean. The Mariana Trench is Lemuria. Okay. That was one technology in my ankle. The second technology in my stomach, those of you who took the training last month's group training, I showed you what was in my stomach. That technology is another civilization, ancient civilization we were trying to shut down. And that's the technology that began to fight back. So it's three ancient technologies in my body. And the 13th tribe, yes, Leilani, Mu. And the 13th tribe put government technology in my body and was using it to basically use traffic me, and I'm going to tell you how, steal my work, and then use the media, which you guys know long before Kanye showed up. I've been telling you guys about how they operate. And it's the 13th tribe. Anyone who's telling you it's white supremacy, I am not saying there aren't white people who are racist. Yes, there are. But the power structure in the United States is the 13th tribe. They are the ones that have been keeping melanated people at the bottom. It is the 13th tribe. They are the ones that created Planned Parenthood and said black people are like weeds. It is the 13th tribe. They are the ones that are responsible for the housing crisis and the banking crisis that don't give black people credit. It is the 13th tribe. They are the ones that deny black people with good credit and good credit history and good jobs, deny them for mortgages. And when they do give them mortgages with interest rates that cause them to lose their houses. It is the 13th tribe. They are the ones historically that has been used the civil rights, and I'm going to upset a lot of black people, but I don't care. Look at the number on the screen. It was just 33. They are the ones that created and funded the civil rights movement. Prior to the civil rights movement, black people owned 100% of their assets. After the civil rights movement, black people own less than 1% of the assets. Do you know whose assets increased post civil rights? The 13th tribe. The 13th tribe have historically been using black people to acquire land and power in the United States. And when the dust settles, blacks own less than they start off with and are hated by everyone. And you know who gains all the power when the dust settles? The 13th tribe. I was out in the desert. So the NAZI said, the ex-UK MOD said, listen, the only people who I know that can shut down the technology in your body is at Area 51. So I said, well, let's go to Area 51. Well, in the area, I wasn't going to Area 51 because the lizards weren't getting me. Anyway, needless to say, the whole thing was a setup to try to get me on the ground, but it didn't work. So we get to Little Alien, okay, because Little Alien is where, those people, a lot of those people work underground and they encounter a lot of this alien technology, right? Okay. So they discovered an alien organism inside of me. Okay. It's not indigenous to Earth. Okay. Along with technology in my body that is so advanced, it doesn't make sense. Okay. Those of you who took last month's training, you saw the video. Okay. To prove. So everyone who took last month's video, last month's group training, am I lying? Did you not see the organism? Those who took last month's training, did you see the organism? Thank you, Leilani. Anybody else? Thank you, Ikara. Anybody else? Right? So those who took the training saw the organism, saw the alien entity, the face staring at them. Okay? The living alien life form. And I'm going to tell you about that life form now, growing inside of me. And I believe that that life form, Goddess, thank you. I believe that life form is the life form that absorbs the radiation. Because technically, the amount of radiation they sent into my body, I should not be alive. Okay, they were trying to radiate me to death. And they were shocked that the radiation was having an opposite effect. Instead, the radiation made me more powerful. Also, it's not just the radiation. The ancient technology inside of my body, and this is why the 13th tribe hate my ass. Queen, thank you. The 13th tribe manipulate planet Earth into believing that your savior will come from that tribe. No, it won't. And that is how it wields power over the earth. Your creator does not come from that tribe. Your savior is not coming from them either. I don't care if you're white, black, purple, orange, yellow, and green. Your creator will not come ever from that tribe. Ever. Let me continue. So we get to Little Alien, which is in Rachel, Nevada, in the middle of the desert. Who shows up in the middle of nowhere? Can anyone take a guess? Pulls up to the left side of the vehicle. Two tribe members straight out of New York. They got out of the car and I said to the Nazi and his girlfriend, I said, those two are tribe members. Because I lived in New York all my life. I could tell a tribe member when I see one. I said, those are two tribe members. I told them, I said, be careful. Pay attention. When they went into Little Alien, because I said to them, I don't want them at Little Alien knowing who I am. But I realized I need to come out so people know who I am and know what the tribe members did to me and why. The two tribe members from New York followed the Nazi and his girlfriend into Little Alien. And they were trying to get the information from the Nazi's girlfriend. She realized what they were up to and escorted herself out of that situation. That's when one of the people from the underground came outside, and then the Nazi went to talk to him. So the Nazi showed him the video of the alien life form growing inside of me. And he told him, he said, listen, we discovered this inside of this woman. Do you know anything about this? And this is what the person from the underground base said. Oh, yes, we know that species. We've encountered that species before. Did anyone hear what I said? Thank you, Ikara. Thank you, Leilani. He said, yes, we've encountered that species before. We have a catalog of extraterrestrials we've encountered, and we've seen that one before. So he said, listen, I have been trying, not me, him, he's been trying to kill this species, and nothing is killing it. In fact, the more he tries to kill it, it will just solder its body part back together, and it's back to square one. So the underground individual said to him, listen, so what have you been trying to use to, to kill off this species? He said, well, I've used, 20 to 30,000 volts to try to kill it, but he said it's not even doing anything to him. So the underground guy says to him, 20 to 30,000 volts on that? He goes, no. So he goes, what should I do? He said, for one, that particular species, he said 20,000 volts to 30,000 volts will irritate it. It will not kill it. You need over 3 million volts in order to kill this thing. Did anyone hear what I just said? Now, many of you are saying, hold on. Wait. You're trying to tell me 3 million volts coursing through someone's body in order to kill that alien species? He said yes. He said that is what will kill it, and we've encountered that species before. So, and then he told him some other things that he needed to do. When we left that area, we were pursued by tribe members in the middle of the desert. Okay. In the middle of nowhere, they tried to run us off the road, tribe members. They tried to blockade us with a truck in the front, a truck at the back. Tribe members, the 13th tribe. Okay. Now, the night before, when we got into the town, I said, listen, I'm not sleeping out in the middle of the desert in a car to wake up underground in some lab with lizards standing over me. Forget it. I said, we need a hotel. So we ended up driving 100 miles to a city called Tonopah. When we got to the city, as soon as we pulled up, the first thing I see, and it was the Nazi who told us, go to this city. The first thing I see was a tribe name called Mitzpah. I said, ain't no way in hell I'm staying in a hotel in the middle of the damn desert with a tribe name called Mitzpah. Not happening. So I said, I'm going to find my own goddamn hotel room. Went to go look for a hotel room. And while I was paying for the hotel room, all of a sudden a giant a giant scorpion shows up under the desk of the hotel clerk. I said, you know what? I said, this is my sign from the ancestors because I talk to the earth. And I always say, earth, they got to walk on you to get to me. Okay? I always talk to the earth and I said, earth, lead and guide me where I should go because it's either they come through the air or they walk on the earth. I talk to the wind and I talk to the earth and I said, lead and guide me everywhere. Okay? So the earth manifested a giant scorpion. And I said, that was my cue. The earth told me, you can't stay in that hotel because they are planning to kidnap you. Are you ready for this? Now, you know what's funny? The next morning I woke up and something said to me, hey, go and get some coffee. Because I had a feeling, I said, why do I have a feeling this town was expecting me? Because the town is in the middle of nowhere. But every hotel was booked for some kind of event. But no one knew what the event was. I was told that they had a dirt bike racing event. I said, but where are the dirt bikes? Okay. I told them, I said, ain't no way in hell I'm staying in that tribal hotel with that tribe name. Ain't happening. I said, I left New York where that tribe controls New York and did this to me. To walk into one of their hotels, not happening. The next morning, that's to show you how much power this tribe wields. Because we were out in the middle of nowhere. And the major hotel in this tiny town was the name of this tribe, the tribe that controls New York. Ain't that something? The tribe responsible for destroying my life since I was 15 years old. And it is like I am not allowed to talk about what this tribe has done to me. But when Black people commit a crime, the 6 o'clock news can't wait to say Black people commit a crime. But when this tribe commits crimes, no, we can't say that. No, we can't. That's anti this and anti that. Anti this tribe. When they commit crimes, you're not allowed to talk to it. But when anybody else commits a crime, they get plastered on the 6 o'clock news with Black people at the top. So I said, I am not staying in that tribal hotel. You can kick rocks. I will sleep outside on the ground before I sleep in that hotel. Okay? So watch this. So the next morning, my spirit said, go buy a cup of coffee. I said, okay. I go to buy a cup of coffee and I said, hey, listen, what kind of town is this? Is this military? They go, military? No. It's not military. I said, no. Because I had a feeling. I said, why do I have a feeling the people in this town was waiting for me to arrive? I kid you not. I had that feeling that they were waiting for me to arrive. So I asked the person, and I said, okay, what kind of town is it? She goes, oh, no, this is government contracting. I said, oh, government contracting. I said, government contracting for who? Area 51. I said, oh, Area 51. I said, yeah, like 100 miles away. She goes, 100 miles away? No! Walk out the door and turn left. I said, what? She goes, yeah. Walk out the door and follow. Just go left. It'll lead you straight to the base. Did anybody hear what I just said? You guys didn't hear what I just said. No, you guys didn't hear what I just said. I said, wait, hold on. I said, Area 51 is not 100 miles away. They go, no. Area 51 is right out the door. I said, right out the door. I said, ain't that something? Hmm? Hmm. I kid you not. I kid you not. I said, so they wanted us to come to this town because this town, the entrance to Area 51, was literally right there. Okay. Think about what I just said to you. Are you ready for this? I hope you're sitting down because I'm about to show you how deep this rabbit hole goes as to why they came after me and who's involved. Okay? Watch this. About a couple weeks later, I see a video about a British woman who was complaining that she was trafficked to a certain tribal royal family. Break the code. In the video, listen carefully. In the video, she goes, one of the places I was trafficked to was Area 51. She goes, do you know that Area 51 has 140 stories below ground? Are you ready for this? If you want to know how deep the rabbit hole goes around me and why I'm about to tell you, you will be shocked. She goes, Area 51 is 140 stories below ground. She said, I was trafficked there. She said, the first couple of stories are human. The second level of stories are humans and aliens. And she said, the levels under that, humans are not allowed. She said, listen carefully. The throne of England is under Area 51. Did you catch that? Because I'm about to drop another truth bomb. Who did I say the NAZI used to work for? The NAZI said, I used to work for Her Majesty's Ministry of Defense. The NAZI said, look, the only place that could shut down what's inside of you is at Area 51, and I still have connections. He said the other place is CERN, but he said I don't have connections to CERN. He said I got connections at Area 51. He said, however, listen to what he said to me. He said, you would have to go to 140 floors below ground in order for the surgery to be done. Is anyone on earth today? I got some more truth bombs for you. Did you hear what I just said? They said the technology in your body is so ancient and so powerful. The only way for that technology to be shut off without blowing up this universe is the containment floor, 140 floors below ground level in Area 51. That's what the NAZI told me. I said to them, I said, listen, you think I'm going to walk into Area 51 and they're going to let me out after you remove this technology? Do I look stupid? The NAZI said to me, I need to ask you an honest question. I said, sure, ask. And the NAZI was a Christian. I am telling you the conversation. And this was one of their top scientists from the UK MOD. All of the United States rocket program, microwave systems, a lot of the American systems came from Great Britain. It's just that the Americans perfected it. But the technology they got from Britain, let me tell you. The NAZI said to me, listen, I need to ask you an honest question. I said, yeah, sure, what? This is what the NAZI said. Are you God in the flesh? I said, what? I kid you not. I said, what the hell are you talking about? The person said, well, the technology in your body, only God could hold this kind of technology in their body without blowing up. And that's from an expert from the UK Ministry of Defense. I said, are you crazy? I said, do I look like God to you? He said, well, it's the only thing that makes sense. I said, look, I am not God. Then came the other question. Never forget that the British government, at the height of colonialization, controlled 80% of the planet, of which it plundered the ancient secrets of 80% of the planet and hid it under England. And you know who controls the British government? The 13th tribe. When I told that person, I am not God, are you crazy? This is what they said. They said, well, listen, the only other thing that makes sense, you must be descended from King Solomon. I said, hold on. I said, first of all, I am not, well, I have DNA from the 12 tribes, but there was never any kingdom and Solomon didn't exist. Okay. And I asked why. They said, well, if you're not descended, if you're not God in the flesh, then you have to be descended from the line of Solomon. It's the only thing that makes sense. That is what an NAZI told me. Okay. I told them I ain't descended from no 12 tribes. I have it in my DNA, but I do not descend from the 12 tribes. I know where I descended from. Now, part of my DNA is a part of those 12 tribes, but that is not my origin. My origin is not 6,000 years old. Okay, let's continue. That's what the NAZI said. But watch this. I said to myself, I said, I don't know about King Solomon and all this stuff. Okay? Are you ready for the bombshell? When we got back to Phoenix, I said to his girlfriend, I said, let me talk to you. My spirit told me, Renetta, you were brought to Area 51 for their queen. Did anybody hear what I said? I said the Queen of England was waiting for us underground at Area 51. I said it to her. I said, I know it. She said, what would make you say? I said, my spirit told me you were brought here for the Queen. And because they could not execute what they wanted, which was bingo Zulu, you got it. It is the throne of England that controls Area 51. Because they did not get me underground, I said, you know me, I did what I had to do. And I told her, I said, within a couple of days, I said, to prove to you we were brought there to go underground for the queen. I said, she's going to kick the bucket in a couple of days. And sure enough, she kicked the bucket. You know what gets even crazier? Years ago, I had my DNA done, and I was told it is the empty DNA you really need to look at. You see that female line that they hide on purpose? That they don't acknowledge, the female aspects of God that they don't acknowledge? They said that is the line you need to dig through because that is the line where the secrets are held. Okay. So years ago, I paid a private geneticist to tell me my maternal haplogroup. And I spent too much money doing it. I said, I'm not going to go with this commercial one because they're full of shit and they use cuckoo calculators to tell you nonsense and tell you, oh, you come from slaves, which is nonsense. I said, I'm going to pay a private geneticist. So I paid the private geneticist. And I noticed when it came to my DNA reports, instead of taking 2 months, 3 months go by, nothing. 4 months go by, nothing. 5 months go by. I say, ho, 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 ho. I say, hold on. I said, they're up to no good. I told my friend, I said, they're up to no good. I said, they're up to no good. 4 months go by, 5 months go by, 6 months go by, no report. So I called them. I keep calling them and they say, we don't know what's taking so long. Finally, the reports came. Does anyone want to guess where they put my maternal haplogroup? Take a guess. Take a wild guess. The maternal haplogroup comes back. England. I said, England? Are you people crazy? I saw you people out of your damn mind. I said to my friend, I said they put it under England because the Queen ordered them to. I told my friend this and nobody believed me. I said the Queen of England ordered that my maternal haplogroup be put under England. So I called up the genetics company. I said, listen, I said, I'm a black woman. And I said, I'm not light skinned. I said, I'm properly black. And I love being black. I said, there is no way in hell my mtDNA is in England. Can you explain this? So the woman says, hold on, let me call the lab. They can run your tests again. They can do a rapid repeat and it'll take about 5-10 minutes and they're going to analyze it again. So she said, just hold the line. Let me call the lab and have them run your test again. So they called the lab and they ran my test again. She comes back on the line. She said, and I heard the scientist in the lab. So I knew she wasn't making it up. She goes, ma'am, your DNA is England. She said, you have traces of African ancestry, but without a doubt, according to our calculator, your mother's line is English. I said, you people have lost your calculating goddamn minds. The scientist, I heard the technician in the lab said, this woman's maternal haplogroup is from England. So I stuck that in the back of my head until they started working on the technology in my body. And sure enough, the technology goes back to 3 ancient civilizations, the youngest of which is what they call Kemet, the oldest of which is what they call Mu. Okay, I'm just telling you. So it's 3 different alien civilizations. Zulu, yes, they did. But my maternal haplogroup did not start in England. We're talking about origin, not a branch. So is there a branch in England? Of course. But did it originate there? No. The Queen of England ordered my mtDNA to be put under England, and I'm about to drop the bombshell. Why? Now, the 13th tribe controls the UK, and the 13th tribe, when they ruled the planet, stole all of the ancient artifacts, the sacred science, the wisdom, and the knowledge of the indigenous people they colonized. And of course, they whitewashed it and kept most of it underground. Now, this is the part that is going to shock many of you, and many of you are going to call me crazy and yada, 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 only for it to come out as true. And when it comes out as true, they're going to be like, oh my God, Renetta was telling the truth and she wasn't delusional. Here is where it gets really crazy. Okay. Now, there are 3 civilizations. I would like to say 4. The main one I believe that is closest to me at present is the Sea Kingdom, the Marine Kingdom. That is the one that speaks to me. That is the one I acknowledge, but I respect all. That's just me, okay? Because in the book of Genesis, when Yahweh, who just brought his ass to this planet, and I don't like Yahweh, when Yahweh said, even though he didn't create anything, but that's for a whole other day. Well, actually, he did. Actually, he did, but he's not the ruler of the universe. That's a whole other part of religion that they never told you about, where they destroyed Sophia and then say this is heresy. And I asked them, I said, can men give birth? No, which means there must be a female creator, but I'll leave that there. Let me continue. When Yahweh showed up and claimed in Genesis that he was recreating the earth, does anyone remember what element on earth that Yahweh spoke to in order for the land to appear? Those of you who think I'm crazy, I'm going to show you who the real ruler of earth is, how I'm connected, and why the 13th tribe have latched themselves onto me and have been trying their very best to get me under their control, to steal what is mine, and to ruin me in order to do one thing, in order so that they can control this planet that's not theirs. They cannot say that this planet is theirs with someone like me around. Are you understanding? Okay, let me continue. Yes, Zulu, you got it. And I do not believe Kemet, Mula, Muria, Turtle Island are located in North America. That is not what the indigenous people, the Maori, and the people of the Hawaiian Kingdom believe. I am not going to deny the people of the Hawaiian Kingdom. I am not going to deny the Maori, and I'm not going to deny the West Africans who believe that the marine kingdom in the Atlantic Ocean, the Mu, the Hawaiian people believe in Mu. The Maori believe in Lumeria. I am not going to deny them. So, Patrick, that is your belief, and I will never tell you you're wrong, but I cannot deny these people and their wisdom for these kingdoms. All I am saying is what I have been told, right? So I'm not trying to call you out, but what I will say is speak to the people and listen to the wisdom of the people. Thank you, Patrick. You got it. You got it. You got the answer. When Yahweh showed up, even though I don't believe he created anything, but whatever. When Yahweh the warlord and the original vampire showed up, Yahweh spoke to the water. Does anyone understand what that means? They say, oh, Yahweh's the supreme God, and he spoke the word, and because he spoke the word, the water parted and the land appeared. You people are not understanding what is being told. What is being told is that there is a power, a kingdom in the water that rules the water, that caused the floods, that he had a conversation with. And when he was speaking, not authoritatively, but a conversation with the water, for the land to show up, the rulers of the water agreed and let land show up. Is anyone on earth tonight? Thank you. I'm making a point here. Okay. So I'm of the belief that the ruler of earth is in the waters. The rightful heir to earth is the kingdom that governs the waters. Now go study your banking system and ask yourself, why is your banking system, why does it match a child, a baby in water in its mother's womb? And why does it match the ebb and flow of the ocean? which is Oshun. I'll leave that there. Okay? But that's what I stick to. I honor the Queen of the Sea. That's me. You could honor whoever you want. Anyway, so let's continue. So in my travels, I had to find out why the 13th tribe that controls New York through the banking system, why did they latch their vampiric self onto me and have been vampiring me since I was 15, stealing everything that belongs to me, and then using their media to destroy me. And then it was brought to my attention. The gold. The gold. Did anyone hear what I just said? Patrick, beautiful. Zulu, no, they were not. No, they were not. Repeat what I discovered. Everyone type out what I said was the root of why the 13th tribe was after me. Why they ruined my life. Why they refused to leave me alone. Why they attached themselves onto me with government technology and tagged and tracked me and followed me everywhere. And then are systematically trying to destroy me. I'm going to type why. Who, when they created the Vatican and they gave Christopher Columbus, who was a 13th tribe member, listen carefully to why they have been persecuting me. What did Christopher Columbus come to the Americas looking for? Zulu, I'm about to hit you with the truth. What did Christopher Columbus and his band of human trafficking marauders, who was a 13th tribe member who converted to Catholicism, what did he come to the Americas looking for? Gold. Okay. When the throne of England invaded Africa, any Africans here, what was the number one metal they stole to become rich? And don't say diamonds. Gold. You are speaking to the heiress of the gold that sits under the Vatican and the gold that is controlled by the throne of England. And you're ready for this? The gold that was under the World Trade Center right before the 13th tribe pulled the plug on those buildings. They removed that gold, took part of it to Kentucky and the other part to the city of London. You are listening to the heiress of that gold. Did you hear what I said? Let me tell you the secret of the gold. What they call Solomon's gold, Solomon never existed. The gold actually belonged to the pharaohs. The gold is called living gold. Listen carefully before some so-called truthers come out and start to tell you about this gold. And then you'll be like, oh my God, let's follow them. Meanwhile, you heard it from me. There is gold, and then there is gold. Let me say it again. The so-called manna in that stolen, corrupted book that they claimed came down from Yahweh is actually the white ormus that the pharaohs used to consume. But before they turned it to ormus, there was a specific type of gold that was only given to the bloodline of these kingdoms, the descendants of the pharaohs, the living gold, the gold with which they can communicate with. Are you understanding, Chris, what Christopher Columbus came to the Americas looking for? Are you understanding what the throne of England, when they invaded Africa, what they took? You are speaking to the person who is the heiress of all of it. And some of it was being kept in the World Trade Center underground. That is why they sent a Russian 13th tribe member after me 13 days after 9/11 to tell me, let's go to a business meeting in London, where that gold was kept. Monatomic gold is the white powder, what they call manna. There was no Solomon. There was no manna in the desert. The white gold, the monatomic gold, the pharaohs used to eat. Listen carefully. 12 to 13 days after 9/11, a tribe member that I thought was my friend told me, I have a business meeting in London. How many times have you heard me tell this story? I said to him, I said, listen, I said, is it safe to go to travel now? He goes, yeah, it's the safest. Meanwhile, he was from Russia, and I am not against Russia. He was a Russia 13th tribe member sent to bring me to England where the gold was being kept. Because they had moved the gold. Simultaneously, when the tribe took me out of New York to London, that's when they launched the iPod. Yes, Zulu, that group, the 13th tribe. The gold of the pharaohs is mine. That is why they persecuted my ass in New York. That is why they hide their hand and they do everything to destroy me, using the powers of the US government to do it. The 13th tribe. because they don't want the world to know who the rightful owner of all that gold is. And you're talking to them. And no, I am not God damn delusional. The gold is called living gold. And only those who bear the mark in their bodies, which I bear, who can communicate with that gold, is the heir to that gold. Let me show you, give you an idea of how much gold let me give you an idea of how much gold that is. Let me give you an idea. Okay. And that is why they have been persecuting me. Yes, Zulu. Yes. So they stole Melinda. They stole her fortune. Okay. Let me give you an idea. How foolishness is this? Hold on. Sorry. Let me try this. Okay. You need to know. How foolishness is this? Look. Look. Do you see that? That they claim is Solomon's gold. Solomon never existed. This is the gold they stole from the pharaohs and the gold they stole from the Americas. Let me show you the other group, which belongs to me. Okay, that one is harder to find. Hold on. Okay. That one is harder to find, but I was going to show you the Vatican's gold. People, the gold of Ophir belonged, they called it Ophir for a reason. Listen carefully. Ophir is a word derived from Ophiuchus, which is a queen. She is the queen of the sea, what you call Atlantis. They said that Solomon had a gold mine in Ophir. Solomon never existed. Do you understand? It was a code. It is a code for where the pharaohs got their gold. Ophir is a place, but Ophir comes from the queen Ophiuchus, which is the queen of the sea. Now laugh at me. Call me names. Call me delusional. Say whatever you want to say about me. But remember, I have never lied to any of you once. Some of the things I told you were so outrageous, I know many of you had a hard time believing until you started seeing it come to pass. So, what the 13th tribe did, they want that gold for them. That doesn't belong to them, it is mine. Because the gold can only be owned via DNA. Are you guys following? The gold could only be owned via DNA. Do you understand why they tried to get me under Area 51? And when they failed, a certain ruler dropped dead because that ruler is in control of that gold. Let me tell you another secret. There are two ways in which the 13th tribe manipulate and control this planet. One is through that gold, which is mine. The other is through the black cube, both of which they do not have the DNA to control. They can only manipulate. Listen carefully. Not only are you listening to the descendant who is the heiress to all the pharaonic gold on earth, you are also speaking to the one who holds the power of the black cube in my body. Did you hear what I said? The 13th tribe wear a black cube on their forehead and their arm. That cube, the cube of Saturn, is what they use to control and manipulate this matrix and hoodwink the zombies into believing their creator and their savior will come from them. Well, it is a goddamn lie. Because the one who holds the keys to the cube is me. Thus, the reason why, when they tried to shut down the technology in my body, the real Area 51 in Utah was struck with 2 meteorites. You know who sent those meteorites? Sending a message to them at the real Area 51. Do not mess with this woman. The US government knows who I am. The US government knows about the technology in my body. The rulers of the UN know about the technology in my body and who controls it. And they all know who has been at war with me, trying to destroy me. And it is the 13th tribe because they want earth for themselves. And I stand in the way and the powers who has determined who the rightful ruler of earth and the owners of earth is, and it is not them, has made it very clear which side they are on. So the reason why they're fighting over Ukraine, the 13th tribe, is because they know the gig is up. And they will have to leave the land they claim is theirs. Okay? That is why Ukraine is so important to them, because that is where they come from. Okay? So now you know why I was persecuted into the ground. Now you know the complete truth of who I am and why the 13th tribe, who control DHS, DOJ, the State Department, the media, the medical industry, the pharmaceutical industry, the hospitals. They control the underground bases. They control the British royal family. They control the military. Meanwhile, they tell you black people, it's white men, white men. No, it's not white men. It is the 13th tribe who has been causing black people hell. And I will say this, it is because the genetics, the age of black people's genetics is so old that people who just arrived here 6,000 years cannot lay claim to a planet when there's a group whose DNA goes back millions of years. Now you understand why in their corrupted book that they claim you were cursed. No, you were not. Your DNA is older than their existence. That's the reason why they've been trying to erase you, and it ain't the white man doing it, it's the 13th tribe. And they have been systematically hunting me down and pursuing me. Oh, by the way, many years ago, I was invited to go to Las Vegas. And when I got to Las Vegas, I knew that it was a member of the 13th tribe. And that's before I really understood how the world operates. And when they have an eye on you, they will orchestrate people to be your friend in order for them to come to you. I didn't know how the world really operated. I'm about to tell you some truth now. So this was when I was like 22 or 23. So when I got there, it was the boyfriend of my friend. When I got there, the 13th tribe member, said to me, I really, really like you. I would like to date you. So I said to the 13th tribe member, I said, listen, you are the boyfriend of my girlfriend. I cannot betray her like that. Okay. So the 13th tribe member said to me, okay, listen carefully. For those who are in the background calling me an anti-Semite, the 13th tribe member said to me, this is my card. Listen carefully to what they said. If you are ever in trouble, yes, Zulu, more lies. If you are ever in trouble, here is my card. Give me a call. I'll take care of it. And money's not a problem. So I took his card and I knew, I was like, I'm going to rip this card up because I said, I can't be messing with my girlfriend's boyfriend. That's some fuckery, excuse my language. He said to me, he said, listen, I really like the way you operate. He said, take my card. This was when I was like 22, 23 years old. I was young as hell. Didn't know how the world operates and didn't know how the 13th tribe operated. He said to me at the time, he said, this is like 20 years ago, 20 years or more ago. He goes, who do you think is the richest man on earth? Listen to me carefully. No one knows who this man is. So when I hear these truthers tell you, oh, the richest man is this and that, I laugh. I laugh. Okay? Anybody who they're telling you is the richest and you know their name, it is a joke. Okay? Because the real money that was stolen by the people of earth is all in the hands of the 13th tribe and nobody knows who they are. But a couple of them I've met. But now I understand that I didn't meet them. They orchestrated the people in my life for me to be brought to them. I'm about to hit you with a ton of bricks. So, this was 20 something years ago. He goes, who do you think is the richest man on earth? I said, Bill Gates. He laughed. He said, you sure about that? I said, yeah. At the time, Bill Gates was like $100 billion or some ridiculous amount of money. Yes, E. Carter. Total setup. And when I tell you, I'm going to tell you guys the story. This is 20 something years ago that I was flown out to Vegas to meet this man. Okay? To hang out with him. For fun, he blew $3 million playing, gambling, for fun. Over 2 days, spent $3 million. Our food in one night the wine alone we drank was $50,000 per bottle. And we had like 3 bottles. Okay. Okay. Let me tell you something. They know you before you know you. And what they hope, I'm going to show you how this comes full circle to 2022. And what they hope is that they either kill you or marry you off to steal what is yours before you find out who you are. Or they destroy you before you find out who you are. Let me tell you. So he goes, what if I were to tell you that he's not the richest man? I said, but they say he's the richest man. I said, who do you think is the richest man? He said, Bill Gates' wealth is a joke compared to mine. I said, are you being serious? I was young. When I tell you I was dumb as rocks and naive. I said, are you being serious? He goes, I have no reason to joke. I said, but no one knows who you are. He goes, exactly. And he was a 13th tribal member. I said, but no one knows who you are. He said, my dear, the real wealth, no one ever knows who they are. So I asked him, I said, so where do you invest your money? He goes, listen carefully. Listen carefully. He goes, everything. I said, everything? He goes, yes, everything. Fast forward to 2022, on my way to Area 51. The Nazi in the car asked me, hey, have you ever been to Las Vegas? And all of a sudden, my memory came back. I said, oh shit, yes, I went to Las Vegas with one of the tribal members, the tribe members, one of the 13th tribe. I didn't think anything of it until I was paying attention to something, and a certain group made a comment about a certain hotel in that city, exactly what this man said 20 something years ago. And it hit me why I was brought to meet this man. Are you sitting down? Let me know if you're ready. By the way, they destroyed me and left me with nothing. And they are trying to destroy my work in real estate. They're trying to block me from my AI art getting noticed. And they are trying to block me from making money legally. Because, and I'm going to get to that point when I'm done. When I read the comment, fast forward to 2022, it hit me. I said, that man is in communication with the NAZI, which means, are you ready for this? He is the one that bought me when I was 15 years old. And he is the one who has the power of attorney over me and has been. And because he has the power of attorney over me, when I was 15 years old, they put the 13th tribe, I'm not talking about the alien tech in my body, I'm talking about the government tech. They put the government tech in my body. And because he is one of the owners, the man is is the richest man on earth. He is the owner of my body. Yep. That is what I discovered in 2022. He is the reason why, if I try to work in real estate, he will have them sabotage my deals and not have them call me back. If I launch my photography, when I first launched it, the people were raving about my photography. And then they use the hackers, which he controls because this is how he does it. And he is the 13th tribe. I'm telling you, melanated people, this because you need to understand, if any of your children ever get on drugs, it's because a member of the 13th tribe secretly owns them. If you know you have been working hard and you know you should be successful and everything you touch fails, is because a member of the 13th tribe owns you. If you know that certain things belong to you and you can understand why you can't get what is yours, it's because a member of the 13th tribe owns you and is using power of attorney to exercise their authority over you. And more than likely, your family member who went to prison wrongfully is owned by a member of the 13th tribe because they own the prisons. If your family member ever stayed in a shelter system, they are owned by the 13th tribe because they own the shelter systems. If your family member was murdered in the hospital, it means that the 13th tribe member said their time is up and I want to collect the insurance. If your family member was ever in a mental institute, they are microchipped and owned by the 13th tribe, and they have insurance out on them. And they are making money trafficking your family member to the pharmaceutical industry that is owned by the 13th tribe. And yet, the so-called black truthers tell you white supremacy. The 13th tribe are the ones who created the targeting program. The 13th tribe are the ones who created the so-called terrorist watch list. The 13th tribe are the ones that divert federal funding to cities like New York and California and funnel terrorist funding to those cities in order to cover up. Let me tell you how it works. In order to cover up secret human experimentation between the pharmaceutical companies, the tech companies, and black projects with the government. All of which goes through the 13th tribe headquarters, which is Wall Street. That is where you're bought and sold. And the insurance is taken out on you. And your owner is a 13th tribe member. I discovered my owner was him who I was brought to over 20 something years ago. PDR, I'm going to have to talk about that because I need to get all of this out. I'll answer your question. Email me. I'll answer your question in an email. If you had family that was wrongfully put in jail, it means that a 13th tribe member owns your family. If you had a family member that died in the hospital, it means that your family member was owned by a 13th tribe member and they wanted the insurance policies. Don't tell me how I know. I paid a private investigator to find the insurance claim, and they found 3, and then they threatened him. The one who bought me when I was 15 years old. So they built my high school. Let me tell you what they did. They wanted to get to black people. And this is what they say in their Communist Manifesto, which is a 13th tribe manifesto. They said, we will use the ignorant victims to overthrow the governments and then turn around and destroy the innocent victims. Let me show you how they did it. Prior to the civil rights movement, African Americans controlled 100% of their wealth. The 13th tribe was not entrenched in power, in the power structure prior to the civil rights movement. So the 13th tribe member, by way of London, the city of London, funded a reverend by the name of MLK in order for MLK to call for desegregation. Desegregation. Now, prior to desegregation, yes, black people were treated like shit, but they were in control of 100% of what they produced. After the civil rights movement, let me show you what occurred. Black people today control less than 1% of the US economy and nothing they own. Now, prior to COVID, 20% of the businesses in the United States were owned by black people, and they said it was set to outpace Asians and Hispanics. I read the statistics. When COVID was launched, the US government refused to fund black businesses. You know why? the tribe, because they did the same to me to destroy my business. And I have a legal, legitimate business. I was given credit, and the tribe turned around and took the credit away. Everything I put my hand to, that tribe keeps destroying it using the hidden hand, the 13th tribe. Let me continue. Post-civil rights, the tribe did not control all echelons of the US government prior. After the civil rights movement, when the dust settles, do you want to know how much of the US economy and how much of the US political structure that tribe controlled as a result of civil rights that was supposed to give Black people equal rights and equal economics? And then they come to tell you nonsense about critical race theory, and I keep telling Black people it is another move to take away the little bit you have and leave you in the dust, and they refuse to listen. Post-civil rights, the tribe who hid behind what they termed as ignorant victims now control all of the US economy, control all of US education. You know who they used to do it? Blacks. They control all of the economics of the United States with their speculation using tax dollars, the 13th tribe. They control all the police forces. They control the DOJ. When you want to understand why police are shooting you, you say it's white supremacy. Do you know where the police officers are trained? In the little strip next to Africa. Do you know when they're trained on that little strip that the tribe makes sure the US government sends $38 billion to, not your Black ass in the hood, who was the face of the civil rights movement and got nothing but crumbs to show for it? You know what you earn from the civil rights movement? To work in the same place with other people. Do you know what they got from the civil rights movement? Let me show you. There were certain parts of the US economy whites did not allow them to enter, the 13th tribe. After the civil rights movement, where they used the abuses that were done by Blacks, did you forget? The Democrat Party was created by the former slave owners who were the 13th tribe. Let me say it again. The Republican form of government was created by Black men. The Democratic form of government was created by the ex-13th tribe land owners who were slave drivers. That same 13th tribe was the ones who used to sick the police on escaped Blacks. You want to understand why police are killing you? It is not because of white supremacy. It is 13th tribal supremacy. And here they come again with critical race theory. You want to know why? Because the Blacks still have too much wealth that they want. Do you want to know where did Black Lives Matter burn down? Black Lives Matter went systematically across the United States, burning down black businesses. Do you want to know who came in after they burnt down black businesses? The 13th tribe, and bought up the real estate for pennies on the dollar. Here they come again with critical race theory. You know who created critical race theory? The 13th tribe. And you're going to fall for it again. And then when the dust settles, all of the real estate is theirs. All of the land is theirs. All of the power is theirs. And then they put you on the 6 o'clock news, calling your woman a bitch, calling your man an N-word, calling your other woman a hoe, and say this is your culture. And then ban you, of which some of you are the actual tribe of the 12 tribes, and I can prove it. Let me show you. And then turn around and put a bounty of $8,000 on the head of an African who is caught on the little strip next to Egypt where the 13th tribe claimed their God gave them. Do you want to know who is of the tribe of Judah and where the tribe of Judah was? I'm sorry, not Judah. Where the tribe of the Cohen, the high priest, and the Levites were found? Let me help you. Hold on. Then they turn around and they say, you can't sing any music about loving your woman. You can't sing any music about loving your man, loving your brother, loving your sister. No, 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 no. You descended from apes and you were cursed. And Shem is greater than you. And you were cursed. But let me show you the scientific evidence from the 13th tribe as to who has the DNA of the high priest. Let me show you. NIH. You know the same NIH that launched the tribal virus? And the same NIH that launched the tribal quack, 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 quack. That all came from the 13th tribe? That NIH. I'm not holding prisoners today. I have lost everything from these ancient blood-sucking parasites, constantly stealing what is mine and using the arm of the government and using their social media algorithm and everything to destroy me after these blood-sucking parasites have stolen everything from me, including what belongs to me, because they are deluded into thinking this planet is theirs and the wealth is theirs, and none of them were put here to be their slave. My genetics comes before yours. I am no goddamn slave to you. Sit down and learn some respect, you blood-sucking parasites. For those of you that call me delusional, call me crazy. This, according to the US government, is where the high priest of Israel, of the 12 tribes, is located. And no, they are not the four-letter J word. Look at who found them. Look at the names. Tribe member. Tribe member. Tribe member. And I'm quite sure the other ones are converted tribe members. Okay? You can read it and know they are not this. Because the letter J was created 800 years ago. Okay? It matters what they're called. Okay? You can read it. By the way, they're going in and they're editing this because now people are seeing the actual DNA evidence. Okay? So you got to screenshot this because they're going to go back and edit it and switch it and claim, no, 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 no. Now that the truth is coming out and they know their days are numbered in that little strip next to Egypt, and they got to go back to their tribal land, which is in Ukraine. Okay? This is them. If they haven't altered the actual research they found, they probably altered it by now. Okay. And no, this is not the right term. These people, that name was recently created. That is not what they were called. That is a 13th tribe member name. The group that has been persecuting me since I was 15 years old, stolen all my hard work, and is using the hidden hand to destroy me today. I have a feeling, hold on, they altered this article because I'm looking at some of this research here and they totally changed it. But I think I think I screenshotted the original. Okay. Okay, here it is. Here is what you need to know. And disregard this tribal word, the 13th tribe word. This is not what they call themselves. Names matter. Any Africans in the building? Of course, they're going to make it blurry. I'm going to post the article. Any Africans in the building? Africans, let me ask you a question. If your God gave you a name and gave your tribe a name, can you wake up one day and change the name of your tribe? Any Africans in the building? Because I'm done. It's over 2 hours. I needed to get this off my chest as to what they've been doing to me, the tribe members. And they're using their algorithm and the hand of the swamp creatures to do it. Okay? I'm going to show you what their scientists said is the DNA of the high priest, where they found it. Any Africans in the building, or anyone who descended from a tribe in the building, when your God named the tribe, can someone wake up and change the name of the tribe? So if the God of their book called them a Hebrew, can you wake up and call them JEWS? Nobody's in the house? Anybody in the building? Thank you. If your God said you are Hebrews, how the hell you went from Hebrews to JEWS? You know why? Because if you call them Hebrews, then they would be Semites. And if you call them Semites, then you would have to find, hey, hold on, what is your tribe? You would have to be one of the 12 tribes. But when you ask the JEWS, what is your tribe? They tell you JEWS. That is not what the book said. The book said there are 12 of you. What is your tribe? Any Africans in the house? Any Native Americans in the house? Any Pacific Islander in the house? Anyone from the Middle East in the house? Because you still have tribes in the Middle East. You still have tribes in Asia. You still have tribes in Africa, and you still have tribes in the Pacific. If your God called you Hebrews, how the hell your name changed from Hebrews to JEWS? How, people? Then when you ask them, what is your tribe? Okay, you descended from the people of the book. What is your tribe? Because there were 12 of them. Oh, I'm JEWS. That is not what I asked you. What is your tribe? Oh, JEWS. That is not what I asked you. What is your tribe? Are you Judah? Are you a Levite? Here they come. This is them. This is them. This is them. I am sick of them stealing what is mine. Here they come. Here they come. And they're blocking me from blocking them. This is them. Here they come with the porn. Who controls the porn industry? The 13th tribe. Who traffics your children into the porn industry? Who steals the children from the families and traffics them? The 13th tribe. This is them. This is them. Look. I asked them, okay, that land is yours. What is your tribe? Oh, but JWS, that's not what your God called you. There were 12 tribes. Pick one. What is it? And show me the genetics. Show me the DNA of what tribe you descended from. Well, I'm about to show you according to their own science. I am sick of these parasites. I am sick of these devils ruining my life. I am sick of it. Look at it. Read it yourself. Look, National Library of Medicine, NIH, the same tribe that brought you the cuckoo and the same tribe that brought you the vaccines, NIH, them. The high resolution afforded by the markers. Let me go back because I need to get to the root of the who is the tribe that controls their high priest. The real high priest, not the replacement that is in that strip next to Egypt. To provide a more detailed picture of the Lemba, which is an African tribe, paternal genetic heritage, we analyzed 399 Y chromosomes for 6 microsatellites and 6 biallelic markers in 6 populations. Lemba, Bantu, Yemeni, this is why they're murdering the Yemeni people. Yemeni Hadramot, that's a tribe. Yemeni Sena, that's a tribe. Sephardic, 4-letter word, that's a tribe. Well, no, they're not a tribe. That's the Khazarian, the 13th tribe. No, sorry, that's the Sephardic. No, they're not 13 tribe. They actually might be the part of the 12 tribes. Ashkenazis, that's the 13th tribe. The high resolution afforded by the markers shows that the Lemba Y chromosome for men are clearly divided into Semitic for the dumbasses who said that Semites is not a group of people and it's a language. Nonsense. Semite denotes the group of people. It is a tribe. And Bantu. Any Africans in the building? Aren't Bantus a tribe? Let's continue. Clades. Interestingly, are you ready for this? This is not me. This is the same tribe that brought you the cuckoo and the quack, 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 quack. NIH. I am sick of them using their hidden hand in the US government and their powers to ruin my life and steal what is mine. The world needs to know that what is in that strip of land is a damn lie. Are you ready? Interestingly, one of the Lember clans, they changed it from tribes to clans. You see how they are? Let's continue. Carries at a very high frequency a particular Y chromosome termed the Cohen model haplotype. Let me break that down to you. The Kohanim is where the Levites and the high priest comes from. I told you 1,000 times this is a genetic war. Not skin color, it's genetics. They are exterminating the real people and replacing them. The Cohen, those are the tribes, the Levites, and that is the tribe the high priest comes from. So let me ask you a question. If their scientists found the Cohen tribe in South Africa, what the hell is in that strip next to Egypt? Let me continue. Which is known to be characteristic of the paternally inherited Hebrew priesthood. And is thought more generally, are you ready for this? They found the tribe of Judah to be a potential signature haplogroup of Judaic origin. Not Judaic. There was no Jew. There was no J. There was no J until 800 years ago. They were Hebrew until someone got rid of the word Hebrew and replaced it with a four-letter word starting with J. They are saying Judah. Let me show you by what percentage in that tribe is the high priest and the Levite. Bantu. Anybody in the building? Bantu. Bantu. Bantu, 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 Bantu. They found it in the Bantu population. They found it in the Bantu population. Let me tell you who the Bantus are. You see that broad nose and those thick lips and that big afro they tell you to hate? That's the Bantus. You see that dark skin and the broad nose and the thick lips and the afro they tell you to hate? That's the physiology of the Bantu. Let me read you their science. I am sick of their lies. I am sick of their theft. And I am sick of them. The Bantu Y chromosome samples are predominantly greater than 80% YAP and include a modal haplotype at high frequency. Who is the what tribe is the Cohen and the tribe of Judah? Where did they find them according to their science? Now you better screenshot this because they're going to go in, edit this article, and change it or take it down altogether. I'm going to ask you again. According to the tribe, these are tribe members, 13th tribe member, you want to understand why they tell you to sing Music that call your women hoes and your men N-word and your children this and your children that, because this is the secret they know. You want to understand why they put your children in prison and then they tell you it's the white man who did it. Meanwhile, they're the ones who wield all power and they use you to gain more power. They use the suffering that they put you through because they created the system of suffering. Who do you think created the prison industrial complex? It came from them, their Bolshevik gulags in freaking Siberia. It came from their mass prison and mass incarceration in Eastern Germany. They brought that mass prison to the United States. It came from them. That is where they put your son. You want to know why they put your son there? The tribe. You African Americans should be getting reparations. You know where they send that reparation? 38 billion they sent to the fake tribal members on that strip of land. You know why? To hide this. Where the tribe of Judah comes from and the Cohen tribe comes from, their science. Here's the link. And you want to know where they said the same group that told you your nose and your lip and your hair and then tell you the white man is your problem. And then you parrot the white man is the problem. And then you say we need critical race theory, which is them, which comes from them. And you know what they're using critical race theory to do? Let me tell you what critical race theory is for. Critical race theory is the same as BLM. Go into the Black communities. This is in their writings. In their writings, they said we will use ignorant victims in order to destroy governments and steal their wealth. It is in their writings. And they come playing the fiddle of critical race theory. Really? So the white man is the problem. Let me ask you a question. Why is it that every time a Black person in the music industry tries to get their royalty, you send the IRS after them or you send killers to kill them? Because you control the music industry. But yet you tell me the white man is the problem. You control the music industry. Who is the one that have the young Black boy singing "Whole bitch kill nigga"? You. Because you tell them you ain't singing no music uplifting Black people. This is what you sing. And anybody who doesn't want to sing that, you either kill them, turn them into a drug addict, or sell their ass off, or ritually sacrifice them. You. And then you turn and they say, the white man is the problem. You control the music industry. You control media. You control Hollywood. You control the pharmaceutical corporations. You control the medical industrial complex. You control the DOJ. You control the FBI. The DOJ and the FBI, who creates the laws to mass incarcerate minorities who don't have the money to pay. You control them. You send the police officers to that little strip next to Egypt, and you use Black faces when you teach them to kill people. You. Here's the link. And then you tell you know what they call you, Black people? They call you ignorant victims, meaning you're stupid. Here you come again. After you didn't create Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter was created as a local community to stop police killings. Do you want to know what they did to the original founders of Black Lives Matter? They executed every one of them. The last one made a YouTube video begging Black people not to join Black Lives Matter. A week later, they found his dead body in a dumpster. He said it's being taken over by big money. Black people do not join Black Lives Matter. They killed the 4 founding Black people of Black Lives Matter. Oh, wait, I thought you were for Black people. Do you know What Black Lives Matter burnt down? Black businesses. And here they come again because they never stop. Critical race theory. Because who's the boogeyman? I am not saying white people aren't crazy. Some of them are damn crazy and racist as hell. I am not stupid. They do not control the power in the United States. They don't control economics, finance, and the banking system. It's the 13th tribe. They don't control the 6 o'clock media that only makes you look like the criminals. It's the 13th tribe. They don't control the pharmaceutical industry that pumped alien technology into your veins and killing your family member. It's the 13th tribe. They don't control the hospitals that cut off your wife's breast and remove her vagina. It's the 13th tribe. They don't control the prison industrial complex. It's the 13th tribe. They don't control the DOJ that creates the laws that throws your son in prison. It's the 13th tribe. They don't control the State Department, who is responsible for America's international policy, and that international policy is anyone who is Black will not develop. They must remain in the dust. It's the 13th tribe. They don't control banking. They don't control finance. It's the 13th tribe. So how the hell is the white man your problem? How is the white man the problem when all the power structure of the United States is controlled by the 13th tribe? I've said enough. I needed to get that off my chest. People, when they come to sell you a new and updated Nancy story, which is critical race theory, which came from the 13th tribe. Remember, before the dust settled on the civil rights movement, Blacks in America controlled 100% of their economics. After the dust settled, Black people were allowed to integrate with everybody else. But you know what they lost? All their assets. You know who gained those assets? The 13th tribe. You want to know what critical race theory is? Critical race theory is another civil rights move in order to steal more wealth and put it in the hands of the 13th tribe. Okay? This is who has been systematically coming after me to destroy my life. And I have never done anything to these people, except I said, I will not marry them. Because I said years ago, I will not marry these people. They have come after me using the arms of the government to utterly destroy my life. The 13th tribe. Stop listening to these Black people telling you the white men are the white people don't control the powers of the United States. Let me finish and wrap up the story with this. When I was persecuted by the 13th tribe that controlled the mega churches in New York City, I received an email. And it was one of those emails, after the person read it, the email got destroyed. You don't believe me, what I'm telling you? Let me tell you what the 13th tribe did to this woman. That's when I began to realize who was after me. Listen to how the email went. If anything happens to me, which I don't care, it's the 13th tribe who did it. But I will say this: justice, O 13th tribe, is coming. And that is why your ass is running out of that strip of land, because you know what you messed with when you messed with me. You know, the US government knows, and they're afraid to tell the people what you messed with. The powers that you messed with when you messed with me. You know what you stood up, and you know what is coming after you. That is why you have to have Ukraine, because you know it's coming after you in that strip of land. Let me continue. I am sick of them. And Black people, instead of saying the white man is the devil, you really need to look at who controls the system that keeps you at the bottom. And in order for you to move up, you got to lick the ass crack and the testicles of the 13th tribe. And because I refuse to marry them, this is why they have hunted me down to destroy me. And I still refuse. Let me continue with the story, and I'm going to leave you with this. Nothing will happen to me without consequences to their existence. Nothing will touch me nor my family without consequences to their mere existence. And the US government knows this. They're not going to come out and tell you, okay? But believe you me, I don't lie. They know. They know. That is why they have to have Ukraine. Because when they attacked me, there is a power greater than their God that is saying your ass has to get out of that strip. That is why they're running out of there. Let me continue. I'm going to leave you with this because I said enough. I had to get it off my chest because they're too goddamn greedy. They're too duplicitous. They're too deceitful. They're too wicked. They're too greedy. And they're too blood sucking. And they are like parasites. Once they latch onto you, they do not let go. They will suck the life out of you if you let them. I am sick of their wickedness. Listen. So in the email, the woman worked for 5 mega churches. This is the email. When she first heard my story, she reached out to me. She was one of the many people that reached out to me to tell me, Renetta, I believe you. This is my story. She was an auditor and a financial auditor and an accountant from 5 mega churches. I'm just telling you her story. She reached out to me and said, this is what they did. The 13th tribe did to her. She said every time she would collect the tithes and offerings, you zombies that like to give your money, let me tell you where your money goes. And I don't lie, okay? She said she noticed that the money would come up short, like millions would go missing. So she said, you know what? The only way for me to find this money is I got to dig through the computer. Little did she know that on the back end of the computer, it went straight to the headquarters of the 13th tribe, which is that little strip next to Egypt. So as she's digging, looking for the money of where poor people's tithes and offerings go to, little did she know that the 13th tribe was watching her find the money as she audited the 5 mega churches. You want to know what they did to this Black woman? The 13th tribe. You know what she discovered before I tell you what they did to her? She discovered that the poor people's tithes and offerings that they were giving to the work of the Lord was going to the 4-letter word that starts with J and ends with S. It was going to the JEWISH mafia. That's where the tithes and offerings were going. The 13th tribe mafia. You know what they did to the woman? In the email, she said, Renetta, they sent a hitman to kill me. She said, I know you're telling the truth about them. You think the US government lifted a finger to protect an American when the JEWISH 13th tribe member sent a hitman to kill an innocent woman who was trying to find the money for the work of the Lord? Nope. And that is one of so many stories. I'll tell you another one. During the last 2 years, someone reached out to me. Their parents made the mistake of going to a hospital owned by the tribe members. They murdered their mother in the hospital and then murdered the father to cover up for the murder, and this is a Black person, of the mother in the hospital. Do you want to know what the tribe members did? And this was in New York. Oh, we fight for the people. Let me tell you how wicked they are, the tribe members. Okay? After they murdered the mother and after they murdered the father, you know what they did? To cover up the crimes, they targeted the entire family with directed energy weapons and was trying to murder the entire family who had the records that the mother and father was murdered by the hospital for money. The 13th tribe. You think the US government would lift a finger when a Black person cries out, the 13th tribe has been doing this to me? No. Why? The DOJ is controlled by the 13th tribe. The State Department is controlled by the 13th tribe. The administration of every US government, 80% of it are tribe members. Their donors, their biggest donors and funders are tribe members. The bankers on Wall Street are tribe members. The heads of the insurance are tribe members. The prison industrial complex are tribe members. The music industry, entertainment industry, news agencies, magazines, newspapers, internet, social media, tribe. I got one question to ask before I'm done. If America is 70% white and 20% Black, and the system was set up for representative government, how is it 80% of the power structure of the United States is owned and controlled by less than 0.02% of the US population? And you come to tell me your problem is white people? Get your head out your ass. Love you guys. This is what I've been going through by the 13th tribe. Now, you know they're going to probably take down my YouTube channel. I don't give a damn. But know this. The US government knows a secret I'm about to tell you. They know what's inside of me. And they know what it's capable of doing. And they know if they touch me and touch any member of my family, they were given a warning. And let me tell you what that warning is. If you touch this woman, there will not be a landmass for them, nor you, nor any other country from any place on earth. That was the warning they were given. And you know what the US government did? Dropped the weapons off of me. But they have not stopped the tribe from persecuting me and stealing my wealth and leaving me in poverty. That is what I've been going through. Guys, pray for me. Anyway, if you want to join me on Thursday and Friday, I'm going to show you where this tribe and what they've been working with, not who, but what, and what they're trying to do to the human race. Join me Thursday and Friday. Don't miss it. People, stay the hell away from this tribe. They do not have your best interest at hand. Stay away from them until they do what is right, which is give you back your identity. You see, the high priest and the Levites, that is a Bantu, according to their science. The Bantu tribe are the Levites and the high priest out of the Bantu tribe. Not only that, the tribe of Judah also comes out of the Bantu tribe. Let them stop taking US government money, masquerading as the true people of that land, and give you back your identity and the wealth that comes with it. And until then, be careful dealing with the 13th tribe. Have a wonderful evening.